There are two disappointing shows in life: a bad theater performance and a boring heavyweight fight. In the second case, only a knockout can save the situation. The knockout is the king of the ring, removing all questions regarding the winner in a second. Something similar happened in the fight of one of the brightest and most spectacular fighters of the last 30 years. Mike Tyson against the White Buffalo, Francois Botha.
Obey my commands at all times, shake hands and good luck.
After Iron's infamous rematch against Evander Holyfield, the Nevada State Athletic Commission revoked the champion's boxing license, and $3 million US was immediately withheld from Tyson's $30 million purse. Only in 1999, a year and a half after the well-known events, Mike's license was restored, which instantly became the event of the year in world boxing. Tyson needed his reputation to be restored, and he was in dire need of an opponent to defeat that would help him do it and provide answers about his current place in the heavyweight hierarchy. The choice fell on a fairly strong South African, Francois Botha, nicknamed the White Buffalo. Before the fight against Iron Mike, Botha had a fairly good track record: 39 wins, 24 by knockout, and only one defeat. But most of the names of the opponents defeated by the White Buffalo will not say anything even to the most sophisticated boxing fans. The South African was a moderately technical boxer with an aggressive style, with relatively good speed. But unlike the real Buffalo, the White Buffalo was deprived of its main qualities. The power of his blow was often not enough to knock out his opponent with one hit, and his chin was by no means unbreakable. But the main disadvantage was his endurance, which often played a critical role in the key fights of his career. Botha achieved his first, more or less noticeable success in September 1992, when he defeated Michael Hunter by majority decision. After a long time with frankly weak opponents, in December 1995, the South African went to distant Germany to fight for the vacant IBF heavyweight title against local favorite Axel Schulz. The support of the local public did not help the German, and after 12 hard-fought rounds, Botha won by a split decision, which was his 36th in a row. The joy of the championship did not last long. A few months later, it was discovered that Botha had taken anabolic steroids before the fight against Schulz. The boxer was immediately stripped of his title, and the result of the fight was changed to no contest. In November 1996, Francois received a second attempt to win the belt, which belonged to Michael Moore, who defeated Axel Schulz by a split decision. The South African gave a good fight, but the boxer's poor endurance played a role, which led to his defeat by technical knockout in the final 12th round.
I don't think Botha's going to finish this round if Michael Moore stays on track. This fight's over.
Steps in and stops the fight early in round 12.
Having won 4 consecutive fights after the defeat to Moore, Botha got the chance to prove himself. Legendary Mike Tyson, who returned to the ring after a year and a half of inactivity, chose him as his opponent. The fight between Iron and the White Buffalo took place on January 16, 1999.
Obey my commands at all times, shake hands and good luck.
The main question of the fight was what form Tyson was in. Some experts cautiously noted that if Botha managed to withstand the starting onslaught of the opponent, Mike could have problems over time. All the more surprising was the beginning of the fight. Iron shocked the audience with his bad physical form, acted quite predictably, and often missed. Botha looked much more confident and delivered more accurate hits. The fight for the most part was at a close range and was replete with clinches. The end of the first round was remembered for Tyson's dirty violation, when Tyson got hold of the opponent's arm and didn't want to let it go. For the break, the boxers had to be dragged away by the referee and members of their teams. Approximately in a similar vein, the second round went, with the only difference being that the referee took 1 point from Mike for holding his opponent.
This first round, very well indeed.
It's what he's wanted.
One punch now.
And isn't it unfortunate? It has to be Richards.
1 point.
Tyson's regression as a boxer was visible. There was no trace of the former speed and sharpness. The boxer acted in the style of a real slugger, trying to knock out his opponent with a single blow. Botha, without showing anything extraordinary and acting quite predictably, continued to control the course of the fight. Approximately in a similar vein, the next 2 rounds passed, but at the end of the 3rd round, it became noticeable that the South African boxer was rapidly losing energy. Constant clinches with a physically strong Tyson did not go unnoticed for Botha.
Botha on the inside.
And Botha won the 1st round, so this is interesting.
I gave Mike the 2nd round because he landed.
Tyson is being
There's some blood on the head of Mike Tyson, probably from a clash of heads. Extremely confident.
Points deducted. It's a non-combative posture, and
Botha getting off first, and Tyson not
either.
he hurt Botha with that right
Has
hand.
warned Botha, don't hold or you'll lose a point. Now, there's another one coming.
Have you ever
America and power.
another miss with a wild swing.
That's more movement by both of them.
That here is interesting.
Clearly, most people thought that Tyson would come out. Tyson slips in Botha's corner.
This is
Boy,
clearly
it's
not the strategy Botha said. He talked about punching, stepping up the side, and punching again instead of. I'll tell you what, I don't like fighters that just research it. It's points that I just had a little deja vu called Bone Crusher Smith dancing.
Stop it. Hey, Mike.
Start fighting Mike Tyson. Better go back to fighting and forget brawling.
Round 5, Francois Botha stymieing.
So he recovers.
Showing here awful lot. This is not even half of Tyson.
Tyson ate 2 right hands.
Damage. Does Botha have the ability to combat this? Botha certainly doesn't look afraid. He's standing right in there, screaming at Richard Steele. Tyson mad. Now he's going back to his old style. He's just coming in, and he's claiming he's being grabbed.
He's coming forth because there's fire in Mike Tyson's eye. There's fire.
Some of the old friends, both the tactics. And if this pace is fast, which Mike knows no other way,
Forget all that. This
This
is a fight.
is an alley fight, a street fight.
This is the kind that
And would overwhelm Francois. And that's exactly what Botha said. Just get Tyson into the deeper rounds, and then he's toying with Tyson. Who ever thought we'd see this? And the crowd reacts.
and loves it. Tyson shots that we've seen him hit people. Not once. Now you go.
Tries to open it up, does Tyson. Something to Tyson. As Botha tries to get this into the later rounds, it's round 5.
Listen, Botha's ahead right now.
Botha with his hands way down by his side. Tyson being very patient.
Seeing his arm or adding pressure to his arm and screaming about it.
And Tyson
just jabbed in and through.
Tyson up, just like Holyfield did. And Tyson continues to miss with those wild lefts.
He got into the streets of Brooklyn.
And again, a left hook to the jaw by Tyson after the bell.
All you got to do is knock this guy out, then you got to worry about that. Right, don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying?
And intimidation. He's not scared of him.
Steele, he won't get help from him.
Pull him back, Mike. Pull him back.
Again, he looks over to Steele. Takes his eyes off his opponent.
Pull him back, Mike. Pull your arms back. Break, step back, step back.
I don't know what kind of advice that is. I wouldn't.
At the beginning of the 5th round, Mike managed to shake his opponent well for the first time with a left hook that did not hit hard enough, which saved him from a knockout. The actions of the rivals were affected by fatigue, especially the South African, who lost speed. And Tyson finally got what he wanted, landing a powerful short right hand. Francois collapsed like a wreck. The referee started the count, but it was clear that the boxer was very shocked. Botha twice attempted to get up and was nearly able to answer the referee's count at 9, but he went straight back down. It was touching to watch Mike support his counterpart as he fell onto the canvas. Mike Tyson won by a clear knockout. The judges' cards, which instantly became useless, recorded the following: twice 40-35 and 39-37, in favor of Francois Botha.
Of knockout, Mike Tyson.
The defeat from Tyson did no harm to Francois, and Tyson, in turn, proved once again that a puncher always has a chance to turn the tide of an unsuccessful fight. In the event of a defeat or even a victory on points, Iron's boxing career could have ended after this fight. But Mike managed, to some extent, to stay on track, getting a chance for new big fights. What difference does it make that he was losing on points at the time of the stoppage if the opponent was defeated cleanly and convincingly? Winners, as they say, are not judged. And in the history of boxing, years later, only dry statistics remain. With this, friends, we end our review. I hope you found it interesting and informative. If so, support our channel with your likes and reposts. And thanks for watching. See you all soon. Bye.